Okay. So first, very good morning, guys. Guys who are sitting online students, be careful with your videos here. Online students, be careful with your videos. Okay, make sure they are not on. Fine. So last class I just given you an idea how to write a program, how to compile a program, and how to execute a program. Okay. So one more time, let me show you the things like how you are going to write the code, how you are going to compile it, and how you're going to execute it. Okay. So just a second. Let me show you again in detail. First step, what is the first thing you do? On your computer, any drive, C drive or D drive, whatever it is, first create a folder. First create a folder, any drive of your choice. I'm creating a folder on D drive. I'm creating a folder on the D drive. I said you, a C drive generally reserve it only for softwares. Better don't save your programs or anything on the C drive. Okay, leave C drive completely for the softwares. So in the D drive, I'm just going to create a folder. So right click, new folder. I'm naming the folder as C#, C# 10. Guys, in your documents, the folder name is just C#. In your documents, the folder name is just C#. I created a folder with the name called C# because in the classroom, I have multiple branches. I just maintain the timings here. But in your notes, I just given you the steps very clearly. Once you first create a folder on your drive, any drive of your choice. So just create it on the D drive. I created on the D drive. That's your choice. And your folder, just give it a C# only. Okay. Next. How to write a code? Open the notepad and write the program here. Open the notepad and write the program here. How to write the program? Class, name of the class, any name for your particular class. So I'm just giving the name of the classes first. Class, name of the class. And inside of it, just going to write your code. How to write? You are going to write a main function, the main method. How to write the main method? Static void main. And inside of it, we're just going to write what? System dot console dot write line. System dot console dot write line. My first C# program using Notepad. My first C# program using Notepad. Okay, and at the same time, before printing the output, I want to clear my screen. To clear the screen, what did I say? System dot console dot clear. System dot console dot clear is the statement what we use. So when I say system dot console dot clear, it's going to clear the content, and system dot console dot write line is going to print you the output on the monitor. It is just going to print you the output on the monitor. My first C# program using Notepad. Okay. Now what to do? Save this program into that folder. Save this program into that folder. Which folder? C# 10. We created a folder with the name called as C# 10. Save this particular file into that particular folder. Okay. What name? Of the name of the class. What is the name of the class? First. Extension .cs. You're required to give the extension as .cs. Just like C program says .c extension, C# is going to have a .cs extension. Okay. So save it. File menu, save, D drive. What's the folder? C# 10. Save it into that folder. First .cs. First .cs. Save. Done. What next? The next thing is you're required to compile it. Compile it, what you're required to do, you're just required to open the command prompt. You're required to open the command prompt. What command prompt? You have a special command prompt that is provided for you called as a developer command prompt, and you get this command prompt when you install the Visual Studio software on your computers. When the Visual Studio software is installed on your computers, you'll be getting the developer command prompt. This is a special command prompt that is available to you. What is it? Developer command prompt. Okay, you get this command prompt actually. So just open that command prompt now. Okay, how to open the command prompt? Go to search, go to Windows search and search. What's it? Developer command prompt. And what is the version of the Visual Studio we installed? 2022. And you can see developer command prompt for VS 2022. Okay. So just open it. And guys, if anyone has any doubts on the installations or any of these particular things, so refer to the video. That's for your reference only. All the introduction videos I just posted in the Google Classroom. Okay. Until day before yesterday. Yeah, I just asked her for yesterday's video also. Let me post that video also there. Okay, I'll post you. From now, you must essentially follow the classes only. You can't again have the videos. Until yesterday, okay, just ask her for the video of yesterday. I'll put the yesterday's video also there. Okay, but from today onwards, no videos will be posted at all. Okay, be focused on the class. Yeah, open it. By default, where are you pointing? The location where the Visual Studio software is installed. By default, we are pointing to the location where the Visual Studio software is installed. Where is it installed? It's installed in C drive, program files, Microsoft Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition. So that is the folder, what it is just going to. Now what to do? Change to your drive first. How to change to the drive? Drive name, colon. All of you, careful. Yesterday again, some people are sending, how to do that, sir? Concentrate, guys. Drive name, colon, will change the drive. Are you clear? It changes the drive. Next, go to your folder. How to go? CD, your folder name. Clear? Now here you are required to compile the program. How to compile the program? CSC. CSC, your file name. What is that? First.cs. CSC, first.cs. Okay? So this is how you're just required to compile the code. Are you clear? Guys, in the notes, I given the syntax. Yesterday, someone has just sent me that one. What's it? CSC first.cs. That only now. Hey, this is your founder path. Yeah, yesterday someone sent me the type of whole thing. Hey, why are you typing all this thing? You are at this location. Are you clear? You are there. You are at that particular location. Don't type that. That is your present there. You need to type only CSC first.cs. Is it clear, all of you? Don't type of again drive all this particular thing that I was telling you. You are at that location. See there. You are at D drive. C# folder. Okay, so that's what in the notes it is C# only. In the classroom it is C#. And that's why I'm telling C#. You are in the D drive, C#. You are there only. Clear or not? Again, you don't require to type all those things. What you need to type is only CSC first.cs. Clear? Okay. So first go to your drive. Which drive you saved it? Drive name colon. Because by default it will be pointing to C drive. And second step, change to the folder where you saved your program. Okay, now third step, compile the program, CSC first.cs. So once the compilation is performed, what did I say? It generates you an output file with the name first.exe. It generates an output file with the name called first.exe. That is the output file what is generated. Now run the file. How to run? First. Execute. See, first screen is cleared because we written the statement there. Clear. Screen cleared. Afterwards, printed the output to you. Printed the output to you. Okay. So last day, after completely writing the program, I just explained you. Guys, is my voice not audible? Is that clear? Is the voice clear, all of you? When it is not clear, just disconnect and connect once. Komal, disconnect and connect once. Okay, just disconnect and connect again. Maybe. Last day, I just given you an explanation about all these three things to you. What? System. We have used the statement system dot, console dot, clear we have used, and also we used system dot, console dot, write line we have used. Okay, system dot console dot clear and system dot console dot read line. That's not machine code, Nikhil. That is not machine code to contain virus. Machine code, it's not about extension. It's about the type of code. I can have my own extension to the files. So the extension what Microsoft is used is .exe. Doesn't mean that that is machine code. That is CIL code. CIL code doesn't contain virus. Okay. So these are the statements I used. And in this, I explained you about each and everything for you. What is system, what is console, what is clear and write line. What is console? Console is a predefined class. Console is a predefined class in the libraries. So like this, I said here, there are 14,000 predefined classes or types for us to consume first. Okay, we'll talk about it. We talked about the first class, that is console. What is clear and write line? Methods. These two are methods. These two are going to be methods. Okay, I'll put the video, guys, for your reference. If you have any doubts, refer to the video. What is console? What is write line? Clear? Everything I given a detailed explanation in the last class. Okay, I'll just put the video in the Google Classroom. You can just refer to that. Okay, clear and write line are methods. What type of methods? Static or non-static? Louder. Static. Because they are static, instance required or not required? Because they are static, instance required or not required? Not required. How can I call? Prefixing the class name, I can call console dot clear, console dot write line. Yes, Prem, you're right. Okay, so console dot clear, console dot write line. Okay, that's you can directly call. Next, what is system? System is a namespace. And I clearly explained about a namespace. What's a namespace? A namespace is a logical container. It's a logical, not physical. It is only logical. Generally, why do we use it? We use it for grouping now. Just like we use folders in the operating system to group the files, here we use namespaces to group the types. Okay, and I said you two reasons why these namespaces are defined for us. The first reason, what did I say? There are 14,000 predefined types for us to consume. All the 14,000 are not for doing the same work. They are defined for developing different kind of application. For a better understanding, what did they do? All the types for developing GUI applications are put under one namespace. All the types for developing web applications are put under one namespace. All the types for developing mobile applications are put under one namespace. Same way for database operations, one namespace. File handling operations, one namespace. Networking operations, one namespace. Like this, they are given you separate namespaces. Tomorrow, your intention is to develop a mobile application. If you want to develop a mobile application, you can search into that namespace and find out the related types that are required for building the mobile application without searching from all the list. Simply, suppose you studied in college, in the 4 years of your college, you have taken so many photographs in different locations. So many photographs, some 10,000 photographs you have taken in different locations. All the 10,000 you put in one folder. Now we'll ask you, can you please show me the third year annual day function photographs? Can you please show me the third year annual day function photographs? It will become hard to pick them now. All the 10,000 are present in one folder, and there are some 100 photographs what are taken in the third year annual day function. To pick them, it's not easy now because everything is in the same folder. Yes or not? But you organized it like this. How? First year, one folder. Second year, one folder. Third year, one folder. Fourth year, one folder. Again, and the first year, Freshers Day, one folder. Annual day function, one folder. You went for a picnic, one folder. You went for an excursion, one folder. Like this you maintain. Now, suppose if I ask you, Shalini, show me the third year function, the third year photographs when you went to a picnic, you can easily show me now. Organizing, that's all. Namespace is also same only. Folders are logical, namespace are also logical. The second reason what did I say? The second reason what did I say is to overcome the naming collision. To overcome the naming collision. Suppose in a project, if there are two classes defined with the same name, to differentiate between the classes, to differentiate between them, you put them under separate namespaces now. So this is a project. There are two classes with the same name first. How did I separate them? This is present under one namespace and this is present under one namespace. Both are defined under two separate namespaces now. Are you clearer or not? So that's how exactly you can just define the things in this process. Are you clearer? So it's all about namespaces. And why do we use the namespaces in our code? Two reasons. One is to group the things, and second one is to overcome the naming collision. And finally, where I stopped it in the last class, guys, all predefined types. Types means what, guys? Class, structure, next, interface, enum, and delegate. All this is called as what? All are human beings here. We are all human beings. Under that we have different categories. All as are human beings. Like what the gender variation, male, female. We will just separate. What is it? Male, female. Again, in some places we say children, elders. So like this only. We have different things. Class, structure, interface, enums, delegates. We'll talk about each and everything, don't worry. But what are we talking now is only class. We are just right now talking about classes. Okay, these are only important for us. Remaining are also needed. When the time comes, I'll talk about them. Okay, don't bother about these things much right now. Going forward, we'll learn about them. So important thing here is class for us. So all predefined types, okay, means classes, structures are defined under some namespace. Where are they defined? They are defined under some namespace. Okay. Guys, who are coming to the classroom, we're just coming to the classroom. For you, I just want to tell you what it is. Online students, anyhow, they'll be having a soft copy of the notes on their computers. They'll be watching. But if you want the notes, if you just want the copy of the notes, outside you have Raghavendra Xerox. Just outside you have Raghavendra Xerox. You can get the complete printed notes from there. Is that clear? Okay, if you want to carry, you can just take the notes and carry into the classroom. Because the same document only. You can even download the document from the Google Drive. Or I just put the notes is available in the Raghavendra Xerox also. From there also you can just pick it up. Is it clear? Okay. Because in the classroom I don't give time for you to write the notes or don't mind them. I'll be explaining the concept to you. Everything will be present as it is in the notes. Whatever point I say that will be in the notes. Is that clear, all of you? Okay, everything I prepared the notes for you. So just carry the notes. That will be easy for you to just refer to the notes when I was talking also. Okay, now? Yeah. All predefined classes are defined under some namespace. So when we want to consume them, we need to prefix. Namespace name for the type name. Namespace name for the type name. Okay. For example, console class is defined under system namespace. Console class is defined under system namespace. So when we want to access the console class, we need to access it as our system.console. Is what I said to you in the last class very clearly. Your name required to be prefixed with your surname, right? Exactly. Class name should be prefixed with namespace name. Class name should be prefixed with namespace. Simply here. You have a family. In your family, you have some set of members. All the members will have a surname. Correct? Same way here, we have a namespace here. Under the namespace, we have classes. All the classes are members in the family now. All the members of the family will have a surname. And that is only namespace name is. Clear? So like system is the namespace system.console. Okay. So every time when you refer to the console, how should I write? System.console, system.console. Tomorrow, if I wanted to write 10 print statements, if I wanted to write 10 print statements, I should write system.console for 10 times. Is my point clear? If I wanted to have 10 print statements, I should write system.console for 10 times. System.console, system.console, like this 10 times I need to write that code. Lengthy. It's a lengthy process, guys. And sometimes these namespace names are very big. The namespace names are very big. What is that, guys? Look at. I have a class called as TCP server channel. TCP server channel. What is the use of the class? Don't bother about it. Suppose you want to consume the class, I need to prefix the namespace name now. Unfortunately, what is the namespace name? You know, watch it. System dot runtime dot remoting dot TCP dot. Yeah, that is the namespace. Sorry, TCP dot channels. No, remoting dot channels dot TCP. That is the namespace here. Lendina, I want to use this class 10 times in my code. If you want to use this class 10 times in your code, 10 times you must type all these things now. Are you clear? That becomes hectic here. That becomes hectic. And all these things will add to the size of the file now. And the size of the file increases, ultimately there will be an effect on the performance also. If your size increases, ultimately the effect will be on the performance also here. So that's a great problem what we just have. And to overcome this particular problem, guys, remember what you can do, you know, without prefixing the namespace name every time before your class name, without prefixing the namespace name every time before the class name, we have an option. What is that? Watch it. I wanted to write a new class today. Okay, all of you observe it. Open the notepad. I want to write a new class. Yesterday, how did you write? Same process. Class. I will name the new classes. So we call first. Today I'm calling second. Next. Static void main. Next. System dot console dot clear. System dot console dot write line. Hello world. Is the same code written yesterday also. Save the program. File menu. Save. Yeah, save it in your folder. What is the name? Second.cs. Guys, already. Oh, I closed up the developer command prompt. Okay, I closed up the developer command prompt. Let me reopen again. Okay, open the developer command prompt. Change to your drive, D drive. Next, change to your folder, C#10. Now compile the program. CSC, second.cs. Nothing special here. This is exactly same as what we had done yesterday. Right, change the message. That's all. Yesterday I printed you my first C# program using Notepad. Today I printed you LOL. Nothing different at all. Yes or not? But one thing I want to clarify you here. What's it? Typing system every time is mandatory. Typing system every time is mandatory. If you don't type, you get an error. What? I remove system, save it, compile again, recompile your code. Guys, watch. Read the error. On line number 5, what the error? Third character. Line number 5, third character, from the third character. Error. The name console does not exist in the current context. What is that? You are calling the console class now. It is searching for the console class. Where is this console class? You did not tell that. Because you did not tell where is the console class, right now it is searching for the console class in the current folder. It is searching for the console class in the current folder. In the current folder, there is no class called as console. That's why it is giving an error. 2 times it's giving an error. So now is it proven? Prefixing the namespace name before the type name is mandatory? Is it proven now? Prefixing the namespace name before the type name is mandatory. It is very clear. We need to prefix the namespace name before the type name. That's why it is proven now. Okay now? Now come back And to resolve this problem, we have an option, guys. What on the top of your class, write down using system. Using system. And we call this as importing a namespace. What do you call? Importing a namespace. If I import a namespace like this, I can consume all the types of that namespace in my code without a namespace prefix again. I don't require to prefix the namespace again. Watch it. Save it. Come to command prompt again. Recompile. Watch it. Compile C. No error. Execute. Second. Got the output. Are you clear? What do you call it? Louder. Importing a namespace. You call it as importing a namespace. You can import any number of namespaces. Suppose I want to use a TCP server channel. Yeah, I can import another namespace now using system dot runtime dot remoting dot channels dot TCP. Now I can use the TCP server channel class in my code now directly now without again fixing the things now. So now understood? Lesser typing work now. No need to type for multiple times. One time, you write it in the top of the things. But don't forget, you can input any number of namespaces, but everything should be separate statement. You cannot put a comma and write off now. Everything should be separately written. One namespace, second namespace, for everything you are required to prefix the using and write this. What do we call, what is using, sir? Actually, in this statement, using is called as a directive. What is it? Directive. And a directive is an instruction given by the program to the compiler. Giving instruction to the compiler, guys. What instruction? I consumed the types in this code from the so-and-so namespace. Go and check there. All the types are present in that particular namespace. From there, I'm using it. I'm just going to tell my compiler, what is it? The types I consumed under my code are from system namespace. So you can just go and refer to the system namespace. We have this concept in all languages here. In C language also, you've done that, hash include IO.h. Sorry, stdio.h, hash include a courier.h. You done it, remember? That hash include only. That is also same only, referring to library. This is also same. In Java, you write import. In Java, we use a statement called import and write the package name there. Import package name. Here we will say using and then we go for specifying the namespace name there. What's our namespace name? System is our namespace name. Using system. That is the namespace name what you are using. Is everyone clear? Just a minute. This namespace comes under which type? Array. Type is a part of namespace here, not namespace a part of type. Type is a part of namespace. Okay? So this namespace comes under which type means? That's a namespace. That's all. Under the types will come. Next, CSC. Someone has given that C# compiler. Yeah, it's a directive. That's what. Pre-processor directive. Not here we call directive. That's all. So here we just call it as a directive. Is everything clear, guys? So from now onwards, when you're writing a program, again without writing system dot, what I'll do? I'll say using system, and then I'll just go for writing console dot in my code now, without again writing system, prefixing it before the class name. So this is what I will do from now onwards when I'm just writing or implementing my code. Okay now? Fine. What next? One more thing I'll show you. Yeah, this is the second program I shown you. Guys, actually, which version of the C# we are learning? I showed you 2 days back. C# 10, the latest version. We are learning C# 10, and that is the latest version. So many versions are there. In every version, new features are added. In every version, new features have been added. System.runtime, this namespace comes under which type? Again, Prem, you are confusing yourself here. Type comes under namespace. Again, you are telling comes under which type? A type comes under namespace. Under system.runtime.remoting, there is a TCP server channel type. Namespace doesn't come under type. Type comes under which the namespace. Okay? Yeah. Guys, in C Sharp 6.0 version, in C Sharp 6.0 version, they introduced as another directive. Right now we have a directive called using directive. In C Sharp 6.0 version, they added as another directive. What is the other directive? Using static. This is the new directive now. Earlier what we have? Using directive. Now you have using static directive. Okay? And by using this and by using this, we can import a class. Are you clear? What did I say? Are you using what are you importing? Importing a namespace. But with the help of that, what you can import? You can import a class now. You have a chance to import a class now. Okay, watch. Guys, concentrate. I'm opening the notepad. All of you, carefully observe. What did you write? Using system. I'm writing a new class. What is the class name? Third. Static void main. So what should I write? Console dot clear. Console dot write line. Console dot clear. Console dot write line. Okay, something for the time being, I'll write you hello world. Yeah, this is the same program I explained you 5 minutes back. Save it. What is the name? Third.cs. Third.cs. Go to command prompt. Compile it. How to compile? By CDR, you are in correct folder only. Array, you are correct folder only. Why you are again telling D drive and all? You are correctly only. Directly CSC third.c. Directly do it. You are already there. Every time you don't require to open the command prompt. First time you do. Next time onwards you can directly do it. CSC third.cs. Compile. Okay. Execute the code. Third. Got the output also. Okay. It's the same thing I shown you. But now I'm writing the class name every time before the method name now. Yes or not? To simplify that, I'm removing this and I can just writing dot console. Dot console. Are you clear? So now when I say dot console, I don't require to say console.clear and console.write line. Directly clear, directly write line. Now let me save it and recompile the code. When I recompile, I get an error. All of you read the error message carefully. Okay. Using namespace directive can only be applied to namespaces. You can apply only to namespaces. Console is a type, not a. Are you clear? It did not say class. What is a type? It say in general only. What we say? We say we are all human beings. Male, female, genders will be there. We don't say I'm a male, I'm a female. We say we are human beings. That's all. So that is also telling it's a type, not a namespace. There is a hint also. What is that? Consider a using static directive instead. So what I'm trying to show you guys, read the error messages thoroughly. You get answers for all your problems there only. Are you clear? People don't read the error messages. You compile a program here, you get an error. Tomorrow you come to me and say, sir, I got an error. What error you got? How do I know? Yeah. You must tell me what is the error. You must show me what is the error. Without that, if you get an error means 100 different varieties of errors will come. I can't tell you what error you got. So first telling you, you read it carefully. You will only get the answer for the appropriate things. The solution is also here only. It has given a solution also. What is it telling you? Using static directive. So using static. Are you clear? Using static, import the class. What I'm importing, namespace or class? What is this called? Importing a class. Guys, remember, this is a feature introduced in C Sharp 6.0. So earlier we don't have. I'll highlight you guys. Everything when I say new thing, I'll highlight you. Reason I'll tell you. Suppose tomorrow I say you can write the code like this. Tomorrow you joined in a company. In a company you tried it. It did not work. You will break your head. Why is it not working? So just you're required to check now. What you're required to check? Which version of the C Sharp are you using there first? Are you clearer or not? Today, C Sharp 10 is present in the market. Don't think like the whole industry is using 10. There are still so many companies which are working on 5.0 version of the C Sharp also. Only projects will be there like the running like that only. You cannot easily convert off into new versions. Okay, so before you're writing a statement, you should be clear. What is it? Which version am I writing first? If it is C Sharp 6.0, this feature will work. But if there is C Sharp 5.0, this feature will not work. You are required to go for the second option only. What is it? Using system and write console.writeLine and console.clear. That's why I'll highlight you the versions also for you clearly. In which version onwards you can use this particular feature. Is it clear, all of you? Save it, compile the code. No error now. See. No error. Okay. Now run the code. Third. Importing a class. Now you notice that I shown you 3 ways of writing the code for you. Yesterday, today I shown you 3 ways of writing the code for you. Let me show you all the 3 at a time. First one. First.ts. Okay now? Second.cs. Notice it. Here we are not importing the namespace, and here we are importing the namespace. Third, importing the class. All the 3 ways how you can write a program, I very clearly listed for you here. So which one do we follow? Actually, guys, we always follow the second option only, but not the third. Always what we follow is the second option only, not the third. Third one, in specific scenarios, they just use it. But otherwise, third option won't be used at all. Reason I'll tell you, the problem is if you import system namespace, can I consume all the types in system namespace? If I import system namespace, can I consume all the types of system namespace? Yes. If you import system namespace, you can consume all the types of the system namespace possible. Are you clear? But if you import console class, you can work only with the members of the console class here. You cannot consume other members of the system namespace now. The other types of the system namespace are not accessible. It is very specific. Specific to which class? Console class. That's all. Other classes of the system namespace cannot be consumed. But here, when I import the system, I can consume all classes present in system. Suppose 100 classes there, all 100 classes are accessible to you. But here, what is accessible? Only one. What is that? Console class. Nothing is accessible to you. Okay. In specific situations only, we just go for using it. I'll show you practically going forward when do we use it. Otherwise, what process we follow is only the second. What is that? This one. Well, we're following this particular option only. Any doubts to anyone? Come on, online students, you too. Answer. Yes, yourself. Everything clear? Any questions? Clear? Okay, just practice, guys. When you practice, you'll be getting problems and all. And what you do is, we'll do one thing, guys. Actually, generally, for every batch, to post up for particular questions or the doubts, we'll be maintaining a separate WhatsApp group for it. Okay, just a minute. We'll maintain a separate WhatsApp group for it, guys. So that just a second. I just just have a WhatsApp group for it. I will put the WhatsApp group link in the Google Classroom. I'll put the WhatsApp group link in the Google Classroom, guys. You can just click on that and join. Just a minute. Yes, Nikhil. Wait. Oh. I just put the WhatsApp group link there. Okay, online students, I'll post you in the chat box. You can click and join. Okay, for all the other students, yeah, I just posted it in your Google Classroom, guys. You can just hit it and join the group. Okay, now? And also I said you about HTML and CSS classes. The meeting ID posted in the here. You can just attend for HTML. Yesterday joined, yesterday only started. You can just attend for the HTML classes also. Everything you will get everything in your Google Classroom. All of you are added. Are you added? Contact the admin here. Just contact the admin, and once you contact the admin, you will be added over there. Okay. I see already. Yeah, nearly 84 people are already added up over there. Okay. All the other people, just make sure you're added into that. Okay. And you can just join the WhatsApp group by clicking on the link. See, guys, one thing I want to tell you. The group is created only for clarification of your doubts. The clarification of your doubts. So please don't pollute the group. Don't pollute the group. In a sense, don't post good morning messages and nonsense in the group. Are you clear? Just only for clarification of your doubts. Second thing also, don't post any meeting IDs in that. Don't post any meeting IDs. Mainly for online students, I'm telling you. You have the meeting IDs, don't post it in the group. Don't post meeting IDs in the group. If that is required, that will be done by admin. Your job is only raise your doubts and get the answers for the appropriate things. Okay? And don't be overactive and just don't post all the stuff into that. Okay? If you post any meeting IDs in the group, the next minute you will be blocked and you're required to repay your fees again and join the course. Be careful. Okay? So don't post the meeting IDs on the group. Just it is only for you to share the knowledge. That's all. Anyone posts any doubts, so that other people also can just come to know what type of problems you will get now, and you can also just give the solutions. I'll give time for you people only to respond. If you cannot resolve, finally I will tell you the solution for the things. And second thing is any opening details and all, any openings, any tests or anything also I'll keep posting in the group. Any new batches starting for you, what you require to attend, we will post the meeting IDs in that. Is that clear? So all of you be in the group so that you will be getting up all the information. All the information can be shared with you easily. Okay. Okay, guys. So I hope you guys are clear how exactly you can write a program using C#. There are 3 ways I showed you, but second one is the correct one. Now, I just explained about giving an output to the user. How can I take the input from the user? If you want to take input from the user, then it is going to be read line. Alright, to take the input from the user, the statement is read line. Okay, we'll take the input. But before taking the input, where do you store the input? To store that, we need to declare a variable. We need to declare a variable now. If you want to declare a variable, you're required to know the data types of your language first. You're required to know the data types of your language. Okay. So guys, so coming to the data types of your language, yeah. So up to here, yeah, you can just see all the programs, what I taught for you. Everything is present here. All these things. Kranti, stop your video. Be careful with your videos here. First program. Second program. And finally, let us going to write using static system.console. Okay. This was introduced in C# 6.2. It was introduced in C# 6.2. Anyhow, I mentioned that on the top already. Yeah, I already mentioned that here. This was a new feature introduced in C# 6.2. Okay, fine. Here on third level part of code, we have C, 2 times of static used. Where did I use 2 times? 1 time only, na? Array, this is main, that is different, this is different. The main method should be declared static there, that's all. Okay? You did not say, you did not import 2 times, you imported 1 time only. So that's a separate statement, this is a separate statement. Here we used it separately, and here they used it. They don't have any relation at all. Okay. So now let me tell you about the data types that are present for you in the language. The data types of your language. You know data types? You learned about data types in your C language. So the same thing only, we're just talking about data types. When you talk about the data types, guys, remember data types are divided into different categories. Data types are divided into different categories. Like what we say, integer types, decimal types, Boolean types, date time type, okay, date time, next unique identifier, character types, base type. Like this, we are just going to have the different data types that are available for you under the language. Okay, so these are the various data types that we have in our particular language now. So let's talk about the data types. The first category of the data types is integer types. The first category of the data types is integer types. So you can see these are the integer types. And when you talk about the integer types, all these things comes under the integer types now. How many are there? 8. Byte, short, int, long, byte, u short, uint, long. So what are all these things? Guys, the 8 are all integer types only for storing non-decimal numeric values. For storing non-decimal numeric value, integer. Okay. And guys, what is the difference? You know, the difference is size. First, focus on the first 4. Focus on the first 4. What are the first 4? Byte, short, int, long. All are same, guys, only the size variation. See the third column? 1 byte, 2 bytes, 4 bytes, 8 bytes. In 1 byte, what you can store? You can store only a value ranging between 0 to 255. If it is 2 bytes, what you can store? Minus 2 power 15 to 2 power 15 minus 1. 4 bytes. Minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. 8 bytes. Minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63 minus 1. That's what you can store. Okay, size variation, what you have. In your mathematics, we learned about this, guys, signed and unsigned values. Signed and unsigned. What is signed value? Where you learned mathematics, no? Signed, yeah. Signed can be negative or positive. Signed means it can be negative or positive. Unsigned means purely positive. Unsigned means purely positive. Signed can be a negative, signed can be positive also. But unsigned means purely positive. Now look at the byte and tell me that is storing signed or unsigned values. Byte. Unsigned. Byte is storing you unsigned. No negative values. 0 to 255. So the opposite is yes byte. What's the fifth column? Sorry, fifth row. What's the fifth row? What is it? Yes byte. What is it? Signed byte. Size is same only, 1 byte. But see the range now. Minus 128 to 127. Look at short. What it shows. So signed or unsigned? Signed. Opposite. Unsigned short. Short, unsigned short. Int. Unsigned int. Long. Unsigned long. Sizes are same here. 1248, 1248 only. Difference is 4 will store signed values and 4 will store unsigned values. To be clear, I mentioned very clearly all the things to be there. Negative values were allowed and negative value were not allowed. So coming to byte and what is it? U short, U int, U long will not store your signed values. What they store is only signed values. Whereas, sorry, unsigned values. Whereas what? Short, int, long, s byte will store your signed values. Other than that, there is no difference. Sizes are 1248 and 1248 only. Are you clear with the first and third columns? I'll tell you what is the second column. Don't concentrate on that. Just look at the first and the third columns. Next. The next thing is decimal types. What are these decimal types? Basically, decimal type means storing a decimal integer value, numeric value, decimal numeric value. 3 are there, guys. What are 3? Not double decimal. Difference is size only. 4 bytes, 8 bytes, 16 bytes. Other than there is no difference here. 4 bytes, 8 bytes, and 16 bytes. Okay, now? Next. Boolean. Boolean, what it stores? True or false values. Boolean is for storing true or false values. What is the data name? Bool. Size? 1 byte on it. True will be 1 here, false will be 0. Just like 1 and 0. True is 1, false is 0. That's 1 byte memory, that's all. Next. Date time. For storing date and the time values. The name of the data type is date time only. And what is the size, guys? 8 bytes. The size is going to be 8 bytes. Are you clear on all of you? The size will be 8 bytes here. And finally, the next thing is unique identifier. Actually, this unique identifier, you'll be learning in your SQL Server classes. You'll be learning in your SQL Server classes. In SQL Server, you have a data type called unique identifier. When you are inserting records into tables, every record in the table should be having a unique ID. Yes or not? You have a student table, guys. Now you have 10,000 students now. You are inserting the 10,000 students data into the table. Into the table, you are storing 10,000 records. Now tell me, every student should be identified uniquely or not? Tell me. For that, they will be using this unique identifier. That's a part of SQL Server. But why we have in C#? No, guys. Tomorrow, the SQL Server data, you are loading to C#. From the SQL Server, you are loading to C#. To hold that value, we are given with a data type called as GUID. Stands for Global Unique Identifier. You will be learning about this first in SQL Server. Later in the C#, I'll teach you how to use that, how to consume that. Okay, don't bother much about this. In the database programming, you will be learning about it. Okay, now? And what is the size of it? 32 bytes here. 32 bytes. To generate this value, SQL Server has one special function. By using that function that will generate you, it is a 32-bit alphanumeric string. It's a 32-bit alphanumeric string. What is the specialty of, if your database generates one value, if the database generates one value to you, the database generates for you actually. When the database generates that value for you, the same value will not be generated again anywhere in the world. That's a guarantee from Microsoft. Anywhere in the world. Do you understand what they say? You generate value on your system by your database. The value that is generated on your system will not be repeated anywhere in the world. That is a guarantee from Microsoft. That's it's a lengthy value. 32 byte alpha numeric string it is. Okay, so once you get this value means nowhere in the world this value will be repeated again. That's what the uniqueness. That's what the platform is. What is platform I said you? Global unique identifier. Is it clearer all of you? That's what. So when you are working with the databases, we'll talk about it in detail here. Ignore it for the time being. Next thing, character types. First one, sorry, char. What is the size? 2 bytes. Second one, string. And string doesn't have size, guys. String doesn't have size? No. Why? String is a variable length type, yeah. The value, the size of the string based on the value what you give now. Always a string means will you give the same value? See, suppose you're declaring a character. You say char ch is equals to a. How many characters can I store? One only. But when you come to string, you can store one character. String s1 is equals to hello. String s2 is equals to hello world. String s3 is equals to hello. How are you? Array, they are different here. You can store any value. Now see here 5 characters, 5 bytes. Here 11 characters. Space also should be counted. 11 characters, 11 bytes. Here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 characters, 19 bytes. So it is not a fixed length type. It is a variable length type. That is the reason why size is not listed for you at this place. That is the reason size is not listed for you at this place. Are you clearer? Okay. Well, I will just tell you. Now come to char. What is the size of char, guys? But do you remember in C language char is 1 byte only? Array, in C language char is 1 byte only. It's not 2 bytes. But in C sharp it is 2 bytes. Not only C sharp, Java, Python, in all the modern languages it is 2 bytes. Why, sir? Why is it 2 bytes? What is the need of increasing it? See, int size increased from 2 bytes to 4 bytes means we can store a bigger value. But char size increased from 1 byte to 2 bytes means we have a doubt. What is the advantage of increasing? Okay, because character is one single character only now we store, but why it was increased to 2 bytes? Okay, and do you remember you learned in your C language? Suppose if I declare char ch is equals to a, how the computer stores this value? How the computer stores the value in it? The value a, how is the computer going to store the value? In, what is it called? Correct only, numeric only, what is it called? Binary format, yeah. We call it as a binary. So basically, every character, computer will store values in binary only ones and zeros. Okay, so every character here will be having a numeric representation called as ASCII. You have a ASCII value first. So what is the ASCII value of A? You learned C language, the basic fundamentals of a computer here without knowing that you are learning of advanced programming. Basic fundamental, every character has an ASCII value first. 65. The ASCII value of A is 65. Starts at 65 and Z is 90. Uppercase character, lowercase characters, 97 to 122. Everything will have a ASCII. So this ASCII value is now converted into binary. Now convert 65 into binary. You know binary conversion? School. We learned in our school. Yeah. Binary conversion. What do you know? 1, 5 zeros, 1. 1, 5 zeros, 1. So ones and zeros. So that is a binary. Actually, the computer will be storing the binary values only inside of it. Computer don't know English. Computer don't know English. What it understands? Only binary. That's all. Not ASCII. Only binary. Is it clear? Now, basically the char size is 1 byte. 1 byte means what is the max possible value you can store in a 1 byte memory, you know? 255. Means if you convert 255 into binary, you will get 8 ones. If you convert 255 into binary, what do you get? 8 ones. Suppose you get 256. If 256 1 byte memory will not be sufficient again. Why? When 256 is converted to binary, you will get 9 digits, not 8. Up to 255, you get 8 digits. 1 byte memory. 1 byte means 8 bits. But when you convert 256, what do you get? 9 digits. For 9 digits, 1 byte memory is not sufficient. So what do you require? 2 bytes memory. You require 2 bytes memory. So what is the problem now is, listen, I'm storing A and the ASCII value of A is 65, converted into binary. It is a 7 digits here. 1, 5 zeros, 1 will come. I can store in that. I can store in a 1 byte memory location. Not a problem. But coming to modern programming languages, not possible in C language, but coming to modern programming languages, guys, remember, this is possible from now. I can store characters other than English also. Haven't you seen your Facebook, Google, all are multilingual now? You can change your language. Yes or not? But earlier only English, guys. Now you can use any language of your choice. Okay? Now tell me. A as a numeric representation, what is the value? 65. Now tell me, the character A also requires a numeric representation or not? Can I use 65? Tell me, can I use 65 as a numeric representation for that? Yes or no? Array, brainless. A is already assigned to, 65 is already assigned to A. Then how do you give it to A again now? Can I have your phone number? Tell me. I want to take a mobile number. Can I go and ask, I want this person's number? You're doing the same thing only. 65 is already assigned to what? Character A. Then 65 cannot be given to the character A now. Am I correct? So remember, 0 to 255 are already occupied. 0 to 255 are already occupied. They are assigned. Assigned? Yes. Every key on your keyboard has an ASCII value, you know that? Comma, 44, decimal, 46. Uppercase alphabets, 65 to 90. Lowercase alphabets, 97 to 122. Numerics, 48 to 57. Like this, every key on the keyboard has an ASCII value. So 0 to 255 are already occupied, assigned. They're not free. So where should I start from? Array 0 to 255 are already occupied. Yeah, where should I start from? If you start from 256, 1 byte memory location will not be sufficient now. What do you require? 16 byte means 2 byte memory location. This is the reason for increasing the size of the char. Remember that point. In C language, 1 byte only, because in C language we can store only English characters. But modern programming languages give you support for languages other than English also. So this A is a numeric representation. What we call it? ASCII. This A also has a numeric representation. What you call, Unicode. Not ASCII. What do you call? Not ASCII, no. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange, something you have. A is Indian character. Yeah. Why will it have American Standard Code for that? American Standard Code is only for English. Got my point? So what do you call? Languages other than English. What do we call them, Unicode. We call them Unicode. Now this Unicode value converts into binary. Difference ASCII 1 byte. Unicode 2 bytes. Is it clearer or not? ASCII is 1 byte. Unicode is 2 bytes. Okay. Now see. I said string S1 is equals to hello. How many characters? 5 characters. English only now? 5 bytes. But suppose if I give 5 Hindi characters there, it will be 10 bytes, not 5 bytes. Clear what I'm telling you? Now I use hello, English. So 5 characters, 5 bytes memory is allocated. But if I give 5 Hindi characters there, if I give 5 Hindi characters there, the size is not 5 bytes then, the size is 10 bytes. That's why I'm telling you, it is a variable length type. It is not a fixed length type. It is a variable length type basically. Are you clearer or not? Yes or not? Okay, so that's going to be a variable length type basically. So that's why strings will not have size. I hope you guys understood why the size increased to 2 bytes here and also why string doesn't have a size. It's not fixed length, it is variable length. Last one, what is the last one? Object. The last one is object. What is this object? Actually guys, this object is a parent of all the data types. The object is a parent of all the data types. And because it is a parent of all the data types, it is capable of storing any type of value in it. Any type? Yes, any type. You can store any type of value in it. No matter what type of value it is, every type of value can be stored inside of the object actually. That is the speciality of object. Did you understand my point or not? What values can I store? Any type of values I can store inside of this object. Okay. So that is the speciality of the object. And because you can store any type of value, this is also variable length only. Why, sir? Array, use your sense. If I store integer, 4 bytes. If I store decimal, 16 bytes. If I store ZOID, 32 bytes. If I store string based on the number of characters, fixed length or variable length? Tell me. So that's where string doesn't have a size. Object also doesn't have a size. Both these two are variable length types. Remaining all are still length types. Totally 17 types here. 8 here, 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. In this 17, 15 are fixed length types and 2 are variable length types. What are the 3 variable length types? String and object. The size will vary based on the value, whatever you assign to it. Is it clear, all of you? So I explained about the first and the third columns. I did not tell you the second column. I'll talk about it. Don't bother about it. So I hope you understood now all the data names, and these are all the sizes what you just have. Clear? Huh? So in the next session, I will teach you what is the second column and what is the fourth column also. We have fourth column also here. I did not talk about that. I will explain about the first and the third columns. In the next session, I'll explain about the second and the fourth columns to you. Okay. Meanwhile, don't touch this one. Meanwhile, be successful in writing the 3 programs what I shown you first. Are you clear? Make sure all the 3 are executing for you perfectly. All the 3 are executing for you perfectly. If you get any problem, send me a screenshot of your code in the WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp group, send me the screen. You're getting compilation error, send me the screenshot of that particular thing also. What you are typing, I should know. Are you clear? So I'll just tell you what exactly is the problem, what you have in that case now. Okay? Guys, tomorrow I will not be available here. Tomorrow I'm on leave. Tomorrow I am on leave. Tomorrow I will not be available. Our next class will be on Monday only. Is that clear? We'll meet on Monday. So make sure you're done with all the 3 programs first. Installations, programs and all. Meanwhile, if possible, I'll ask for today's video also. I don't know whether, not sure. If possible, if I get it, I'll post up that particular thing also in your Google Classroom. Okay now? So until yesterday, not yesterday guys, day before yesterday, all the videos are there. Yesterday I asked them, and today also I'll just request them. If they provide me, I'll post up these particular videos also. If you have any doubts, you can just refer to your videos, all the videos what here. Okay now? Let's stop here. We'll meet on Monday.